Hey, what's up, you guys? It's been a while since I've made a video, and when I was trying to figure out what to, kind of make that I haven't really made a bunch of, I thought, why not show you my everyday makeup stash? This stuff is stuff that I keep on top of my makeup drawer with things that I use every day, so I don't have to keep digging them out. I have a few things that kind of sit outside it, like this powder, which I'll get to. Um, but for the most part, my everyday kind of essential products are in this acrylic container. I do switch out some of the products every once in a while. I think maybe every few weeks, just to kind of keep things new and exciting. But for the most part, my everyday stuff is here. So I'm going to take you through what I use kind of on a daily basis. I do kind of switch it up and I don't use all of this on my face every day, but kind of just show you that kind of stuff. Um, so the first thing that isn't actually in the container, which is what I just showed you here, it's the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. This is something that I want to finish up just because I don't use it all that often and it's kind of a big, awkwardly shaped container. Uh, so it's just a white, loose powder. I took the sifter off, which has made it a lot, less messy. But it still is kind of messy. I don't really want to tip it, but it's just a very finely milled white, loose powder. It's really soft to the touch, and it feels really good, you know, to the touch and on the face. I just don't seem to use this that much. And, but it was nice to try. This was one of the items that I got in the swap with Stina. It was nice to try. I did ask for a finishing powder, but this is just really messy and, I want to start using it more. Um, and then I also have my lip balm. Just sits at my desk. This is the Lipsil lip balm that I just got in the haul. This stuff is amazing. It looks like that, and it's really minty, and it feels really good on the lips. Plus, to slide it, there's a little bee that you push up because it's like a beeswax lip balm. I thought that was cute. So moving into the acrylic thing, I don't really have any foundation in here. I mean, I do have this little sample of the Big Easy by Benefit because I want to, use this up. But I don't have any foundation and I don't have any lip products or eyeshadows because that stuff kind of varies day to day of what, kind of coverage I want to wear for foundation, what kind of shadows I want to wear, and what kind of lip product matches. So this is basically everything else. So starting off in this little container, it's the Physicians Formula Warm Nude Shimmer Brick. It looks like that. I use this for a highlighter mostly, but you can use these as eyeshadows, which I have done before as well. And they're really pretty and buttery, and I just like to keep this in here. Sometimes even if I don't know what I want to do with my eyes, I'll just use these because they're just nice and neutral. Then in this little compartment, I have my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Primer, which I'm like so close to being done with, and the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. This mascara I hated when I first got it because of the tiny brush, but now I'm like kind of in love with it as the formula's dried up a little bit and I'm kind of loving it, so I might have to repurchase that. I have the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. I don't really like the De-Slick as much as the All-Nighter Spray. I do have a full-size container of the All-Nighter Spray in my drawer, but this one fits really nicely just in this little spot. And then I have my eyeliners. I have a lot of liners in here. I have two liquid ones that I've been using a lot. The first one, which I love, is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. This liner is what I'm wearing right now, and it goes nowhere. It's so intensely black, and it dries in like a second, and then it's like impossible to remove. Even with eye makeup remover, you still kind of really have to scrub your eye out in order to get this off, which is amazing. And then I have the Jordana Fabuliner, which I don't like as much. I'm kind of disappointed in this because everybody raves about it, and I don't really know why. Granted, this is like $1.99, so I can't really complain. But the formula is just really watery, and like it's not as intensely black, and it does kind of smudge a little bit. Like maybe I'm just so used to the Kat Von D one that anything else is like, ugh. But I don't know. I'll have to give this more of a try. I'm finishing up the Kat Von D one first because I'm in love with it. And then once I finish this, then it'll be all about the Jordana, so we'll see. And then as far as pencil liners, I have 5 of them. These are all, kind of liners that I switch off on. The first one I don't use as much, but I saw it at Sephora and I was like, I need to have it. So I have it in here to kind of attempt to use it more. It's from Smashbox, and it's the Always Sharp 3D liner in 3D gemstone. And it's one of those ones where it like sharpens it in the cap, so it's always pointed. It looks like that, and it's just a very kind of brownish, like rose goldy almost color with a little splash of like violet. I don't know. That's what that looks like. And then when you put the cap on and twist it, it sharpens the liner for you. So I thought that was cool. And then as far as like pencil-y sharpener liners, I have the Too Faced Perfect Black Waterproof Eyeliner. This stuff is awesome for the waterline. This is so intensely black and sets so like smudge proof. It's amazing. Like, I'll do one line. Look at how black that is. That's insane. Like, and I hardly pressed it. And then like after it sets a little bit, like even trying to like smudge it, it just goes nowhere. I'm not going to do it like right now because it hasn't had a chance to set, but it's perfect for the waterline because it is waterproof as well, and it's pretty smudge proof. I love that about that. Oh, and it does have a smudger on the opposite side. And then I have 2 Urban Decay liners. I have the one in Hustle, which is a brown color, and then I have the Black Velvet. So those. And then I have a nude liner, which I would swatch, but you can't even see it really because it's a nude color. But this is the Rimmel Scandaleyes pencil in nude. I love this liner as well. In this compartment, I have like a mascara and 3 different concealery type products. I have the Benefit They're Real mascara, which is what I'm wearing today. Really lengthens, really just looks amazing. And then I have the Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. This stuff is so good when you first like wake up. I put this on before primer, before anything really, and it's got a metal ball, so it's really cooling when you apply it under the eyes. And then it has a slight tint to it to, cover your dark circles. And I believe it has caffeine in it as well to kind of depuff. So, good product. I was going to say miracle product, but I don't really know if that's all that true, but it is a good product. And then I have the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Concealer in the color Radiant. This is probably like my 3rd, 4th tube of this. It's got a little brush on the end, and this color is a little bit peachier to kind of conceal dark circles. It's not as like bright. It's a little bit more peachy. And then I have the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer. This one has a doe foot applicator, and this is really brightening as well. I use this for under the eyes also. In the center, I have my Real Techniques sponge and my Beauty Blender, both of which are really dirty. I have the e.l.f. Kabuki, which is like one of my favorite brushes that I own because it's so big and dense. And then the other one is a smaller Kabuki I got from like Forever 21 like 2 or 3 years ago, and I am in love with it. It's still like retained its shape. It still hasn't shed. I love this brush. For being like $3 at Forever 21, this brush has proven to stand the test of time. So I love it. I have a blush in here. I kind of switch out my blushes as well. So these are the combination that I've been using like lately. I've been using the TG blush in Brilliance, which is another blush that I want to use. And it's just a nice like pinky shimmery shade. I'm wearing it today. And then usually over the top, I've been putting this Master Highlight by Maybelline in the color Nude. This I wanted to use as just a blush, but it didn't have enough pigment to be just a blush. Like, it was way too highlighty rather than blush worthy. So I usually put this, I usually put the blush on first, no matter what blush it is. And then lately I've been putting the Master Highlight on top to kind of add a little bit more glow. So that's what I have on today. And then I have my face primer. This is the Mally Perfect Prep Primer. And it just looks like that. It's really silicone-y to the touch. And so far I really like it. I can't really complain about it. But I don't think that I would repurchase it just because of the price tag. I feel that like the Baby Skin from Maybelline is like, you know, a good primer also for way cheaper than that one was. In this smaller compartment, I know you can't really see, but right here I have a face powder. This is the Maybelline Shine Free Pressed Powder in Ivory. And I have hit pan on it. Whoop whoop. I do not like this powder, surprisingly. I thought I was going to, but it is a really dry, really just not finely milled powder. And basically, I just use this to set, to touch up throughout the day. I do sometimes use it because it's a lighter shade to set under the eyes, but I don't do that all that often. So usually this is just my touch-up powder, and even then it's not really that great. I would not repurchase this. I have a little powder puff, which I don't know why it's in here, because I never use it anymore. And then I have two more concealers, because apparently I love my concealer. This one is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC20. I have hit pan on it finally. I've owned this concealer for like a year or so, and I finally just hit pan on it. And I love this concealer for like spots, like acne and stuff like that. That's what I use this for. And then this is the Pixi Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. This is just a peach like under eye concealer, kind of like the Dream Lumi, but not nearly as brightening. I use this on days where I just don't really feel like I'm out to impress, and I don't really need to be that bright under the eyes. This is just kind of my go-to. That was my go-to thing for under the eyes on those days. The next thing that I have in the last compartment is an e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder. I'm in love with this powder, but as you can see, I'm like almost done with it. I'm at that part in like powders where it's really difficult to get the stuff on the sides. Like I'll take my kabuki and just kind of swirl it onto the sides, but even then it's still like really difficult to get. So I think I'm gonna give this a few more shots, but I think this is going to be the end of this powder, which is really sad because I love it, but it's only like $3, so I will definitely be repurchasing a new one. I have a bronzer. Again, the bronzers switch out a lot too, but this is the one I've been using because I want to finish it. It's the Pixi Beauty Bronzer in Subtly Sun-Touched. And I got this out of my Ipsy bag. It's really like rough looking, like it's not milled at all. But it's really light. Like I would swatch it, but you can't even see it because it's so light for my skin. But I'm wearing it today. You can't even really tell. This is just kind of a subtle contour, if you want to call it that. Just giving a little bit of glow, I guess. And then the last thing that I have is the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation in the color Soft Beige. This I've been using as like a setting powder to set foundations with. And I also use it, which I just learned about the other day. I also take it on like my brush that I use for under the brows. And I just take a little bit of it onto the brush. and just apply it like underneath my brows to kind of give like a more natural looking highlight rather than like a white or like a champagne color under the brow. Um, which I've just learned about using powders for like your face powders for that, and I was like, that is clever. So I've been using that for that. So that is the end of my everyday makeup stuff. I hope you guys gained a little bit of insight on the products that I use every day in case you were wondering. Um, Again, I do switch out a lot of stuff. This is not the only stuff that I use. I do dip into my drawers and, whatever. But for the most part, this is basically it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you use down below. Oh, I should show the liners. You can see they have both still stayed in place. I knew that the Too Faced one was going to. I did not realize that the Smashbox one has that good of coverage too. So that's exciting. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on what you use every day. And you should subscribe while you're down there too, because that's always something you can do. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.